Hey, what's up everybody, it's Axel, and today we're taking a look at a new tribrid IEM. This is the Celest Yaksha. It's an IEM that has two dynamic drivers, one balanced armature, and one microplanar driver. It comes in at around $140. So yeah, it's a tribrid. Let's start with what you get inside the box. You get a cleaning cloth, which is always useful in my opinion, and you do get this lightweight, hard carrying case. Not the most pocket friendly, but definitely very protective. And you do get 9 pairs of silicone ear tips, which I will add the pictures. And of course you get a really nice looking cable and the earpieces themselves. Let's talk about the cable first. This is a very nice cable. It's a bit thick, you know, but it has this premium feeling. It doesn't have memory or anything. And it has this mix of yellow, purple and black, which looks really nice. It's not a modular cable though. Something I wish I would have seen here. In terms of feel and usability, actually the cable feels really nice. It has some weight and heft to it. It never tangled with me. It's easy to manage, and even the chin slider is functional. Just some light microphonics above the Y-split, but you know, no microphonics below that. So easy to manage cable, looks and feels really premium and nice. I like that. Let's talk about the earpieces themselves. The earpieces are made out of resin. The whole build is made out of resin, and this is how they look like. They have this red attractive faceplate, and there are some green highlights if you can see that. There is also a resin nozzle, and there is a nozzle lip that holds your ear tips in place, and there is a vent which you can see right here. The faceplate itself looks beautiful. I think this is one of the best features of this IEM. It looks amazing. It looks gorgeous. Now, in terms of the fit, I personally am having some issues with the right fit because the nozzle is long and the design here is a bit bulky. It doesn't have like any grooves or anything like to sit against your ear. So basically the right side for me like pushes itself out, and I have to like push it back in like every minute or so, which isn't ideal. Like it prevented me from having like a good seal. Like I had to wear like those liquid silicone ear tips in order for it to grip against my ear and give me a good seal. So yeah, this is also something for you to check out because the nozzle is tall. You can see that right here. Nozzle diameter is 6.1 millimeter at the widest point, and let's start by talking about the sound. Overall, I will describe the Yaksha as having a balanced sound. Like it's a balanced sounding IEM, like with a bit of emphasis maybe on the upper mids and the treble. I will describe it as balanced with a sparkle up top. The bass is there, the mids are present, but it's a bit emphasized in the upper mids and treble, or at least it's more forward than the bass. The bass here is solid, like it's not mind-blowing, but it's definitely enjoyable. You get that nice slam, you get some decent texture, and a touch of sub-bass rumble. It's not bloated, it's not muddy, it does a job and it stays in its place. It's not a super punchy set either, you know, like this is a moderate bass boost that feels just well balanced and supports the music. It's not bass heavy, it doesn't feel lacking in the bass, it's just a nice moderate amount of bass boost. When we talk about the mids here, I feel the mids are actually positioned nicely in the mix. Vocals, both male and female, sit like nicely in this nice spot. They're not recessed and they're not overly forward or shouty, just forward enough to give it enough clarity. Male vocals have sense of depth and fullness, while female vocals, you know, sound forward without going overboard. Just balance, that's the key word here. Nothing super engaging, but nothing offensive either. Now the treble is the standout here. It's got the detail, it's got the sparkle, and it has this crisp, incisive character, especially with hi-hats, like they sound highlighted in the music. But it's also a bit peaky. It's not sharp or sibilant, and that's one of the things I feel is done well here. The treble is a bit peaky, but it's controlled. It stays, you know, without going overboard, you know, which is really important. It's definitely forward and highlights a lot of detail, but it never sounded sharp or sibilant, you know, or fatiguing. That said, I wouldn't recommend this to someone who's looking for a smooth and laid-back treble. This one has some sparkle. If you like some treble sparkle, this might be your jam. In terms of technical performance, like I would put the Yaksha roughly around like something like the Truthear Nova. Like I feel sometimes the treble is slightly more, but let's say around the Truthear Nova generally speaking. Imaging, stage, separation are all solid. Nothing mind-blowing, but competent for the price. The treble forward character as well helps bring out some micro detail. Another thing also I want to talk about quickly is the timbre. Like the timbre of the Yaksha does sound a bit unnatural. It isn't as natural as some other IEMs around this price point. It has this like kind of artificial timbre going on for it. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but that is how I hear it. Like some people care about the timbre, some people don't. I'm just telling you guys what I hear. Let's talk about the Nova, another comparison which is worth bringing up. Yeah, it's been out for a while. It's priced a bit higher. It's still a great IEM, and it's kind of a benchmark at its price point. Compared to the the Yaksha, I feel the Nova definitely has less bass, but it makes up for it with a much better tuning, smoother upper mid-range, smoother treble, and that smoother tuning gives it a more natural sound overall. The mid-range just sounds more natural, the timbre is better. In terms of detail, like both of these are similar, but the Yaksha has a bit more bass. Another comparison I want to do here is against the Juzear Defiant, which is easily one of my favorite IEMs at its price point, and I think really Zeus and Juzear really nailed it with this one. It looks gorgeous as well, has a beautiful faceplate in my opinion. Here's the thing. In my opinion, the Juzear Defiant outperforms the Yaksha across the board. The bass has better texture and quality, the mids sound much more natural, the timbre is more realistic, the detail and separation are higher, the treble is smoother, it's less peaky, it still delivers all the detail I want, and even the fit is more comfortable. And yes, it's more detailed than the Yaksha, and even comes with a modular cable, which is a nice bonus. So yeah, for me, I can't find any reason for me to recommend the Yaksha over the Defiant. In terms of sound, yeah, the Defiant sounds just way better for me. It's not even close. And against the DUNU Kima 2, like I feel the DUNU Kima 2 is a lot better. Also as well, it comes with a modular cable. The build is better. The fit, at least for me, is much better. And in terms of the sound, how natural and organic it is, it's definitely better. Bass quality is better on the DUNU Kima 2. Sure, it doesn't have the same sub bass of the Yaksha, but the bass quality itself, the sense of slam and impact and detail is better. You get the mid-range timbre, the natural tonality in the mid-range. And sure, it's a bit peaky as well when it comes to the treble, but when it comes to the upper mid-range, it's a lot less peaky, you know, so that gives it a more natural sounding mid-range in my opinion. The timbre is better and it costs less as well, so definitely I'm going to recommend the DUNU Kima 2 over the Yaksha. At least that's my opinion about it. I feel the Kima 2 is better, and unless you really need the sub bass and you need the planar and all that stuff. But if we talk about sound quality, the Kima 2 just sounded better to me, you know. That's my honest opinion about it. The best way for me to describe the sound of the Yaksha is that it's average, it's decent, it exists, you know, it doesn't really do anything wrong. There aren't really any glaring issues or red flags, but at the same time there's nothing here that stands out to me. So sure, yeah, the Yaksha has a cool looking faceplate, it looks beautiful, it has a unique driver setup, I'll give it that, and the detail level is good, I gotta give it that as well. At the end of the day, it's just decent. I will say it's average, it's mid. Alright, who I recommend the Yaksha to? It's got a beautiful design. If this is something you find interesting in an IEM, I would say check it out. And if you care about the whole like microplanar, 2DD, BA stuff, it is checking out. I wouldn't fully recommend it, like I said, over the competition, because the competition is much better. I recommend checking this out if you like the design, if this is something you find you like having beautiful IEMs in your collection. And who I don't recommend this to, yeah, if natural timbre is important to you, then I don't recommend it in my opinion. And yeah, if you want the high price to performance ratio, then I definitely don't recommend the Yaksha. That's my personal opinion. And finally, if I go and give the Celest Yaksha a final rating, I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 5. It's decent. That's the word I keep coming back to again and again. It's decent, you know? It exists. And that's exactly how I feel about it. That's the best way for me to describe it. And that wraps up my review for the Celest Yaksha. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.